the Flex Zone Podcast, the main event of your WrestleMania weekend, episode 388. Keeping it great. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. On this episode, we share our opinions, but we don't disqualify them. We're back in the man cave. Two very illustrious guests, part of the Flex Zone family, making their return, talking all things Lamar, Ravens, NFL Draft, NBA, and so much more. The crew's all here. You know we got the goofy of the week as well. Recapping WrestleMania, talking about the NCAA National Championship game, and so much more. The Flex Zone Podcast, episode 388, coming your way now. More exciting than the Donald Trump saga. That's right, no indictments over here. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, fellas. Only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Episode 388. The Flex Zone 1 at gmail.com. The Flex Zone 1 on Twitter, Instagram, and the Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. You guys know the vibes. The gang's all here. We got illustrious guests coming up, 2 for the price of 1, and we're going to talk about it all. NCAA tournament, March Madness, NBA, NFL. And, of course, we're going to recap WrestleMania. And, of course, Cavante's got that goofy of the week. But you guys know the vibes each and every week. We do it the only way we can. Want to applaud this brother. He made us look good this weekend on the social media tip. He is our social media producer. The Meat Man. Big Ryan.
Finish him, Daddy.
Daddy will finish you.
I was going to clap until you called him the Meat Man. Then I was like, yeah, I'm out. Bro.
No, that's the name of put the name up real quick, Byron. Put the name up real quick.
I got you.
Yeah, just put the title up real quick of our names. There you go.
Nice little emoji and everything.
What does it say? Go on, say it. Go on, say it.
If you were asking me to acknowledge you, you got the wrong one, brother. I'm not doing it.
This is your boy Big Raj, aka the Meat Man, aka Big Steak Eater, aka loves the meat and everything in it, baby. And Cavazzi just left us again. But anyways, this is your boy.
He didn't want to acknowledge you for that foolishness that you talking.
I am here in the building. You know, we have 2 great guests, you know, from Disqualified Opinions. You know, can't wait to talk to these brothers. Haven't talked to them in a while. And you know, ready to talk, you know, what we do, man. Do what we do, as always.
Shout out to Miss Queen. Thank you for all the support. I think Cravante is coming back. I want to get him in before I move on to Dre. But because we got to acknowledge the commander in the building.
Yes, the Commandalorian himself.
Well, while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and Dre. He's the head of the table. He is the tribal chief. He's the man of 1,000 nicknames, the press of Boston Hard University. Hopefully the guy that Lamar hires as his agent. Drizzy Dre, what's up, my brother?
I always appreciate the DJ horns as always. Thank you, Byron. Hey, there you
go. Safari doesn't work, and I haven't tried Firefox with anything.
There he goes. I'm excited, man. Like you said, we got 2 great guests on. These are family of the show now, so yeah, excited to talk when we talk Ravens, Lakers, yeah.
Well, while Cravante gets it together, let's bring in our guest. First guest, he got that Mamba mentality. He's my brother from another. He's a graduate of the best high school in the city and the world, Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, and of the Delaware State University. My boy, DC, Darrien Coleman. Everybody give it up for him.
Yo, what up? How you guys doing? I'm driving with the legendary intro.
What's up, DC? How you feeling, man?
Good times over here, brother. Just one day at a time like the next, man. How about yourself? How you fellas doing?
Hey, man, the views just went up because you stepped into the building and the Kobe aesthetic gets no better.
Yes.
Let's bring in our next guest. Also part of Disqualified Opinions. Actually, the man who came to me with the idea a few years back. He is my brother, probably one of the longest tenure friends I have, back to the Poly days, the DSU days, and beyond. My boy, Antoine Ryles, in the building. Ryles, what's up? Appreciate you guys. For those who do not know, let them know how to keep up with you guys and which show you are a part of, which I'm a part of as well, and how they can keep up with you and what you guys got going on over there.
You first, Ryles.
You can pretty much follow me anywhere at Ryles the World, RYLESTHEWORLD. You can also follow us at disqualifiedopinions.com. If you want to be a guest, it's disqualifiedopinions@gmail.com. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you can listen to something, Apple. We are there for you to be able to listen. Just check us out. We do sports, we do music, fashion, life, entrepreneurship. We try to give y'all a little bit of everything. 4 black men just trying to give y'all a perspective.
Like my man said, I agree with everything. Just I'm trying to get all of any possible subscribers, likes, views you may have. We greatly appreciate it. You can find me at dcoleman_3 on Instagram and at dcoleman1223 on Twitter. If you want to talk sports or anything else about the show, just hit me up.
Appreciate you fellas being on here again. I guess we can get the ball rolling with some Ravens talk because I haven't talked to you fellas about the Ravens stuff in a while. And before we get into the Lamar craziness, I'll let them talk about that. I want to get your opinions because, Ryles, I know you were not a fan, much like Raj, of this hiring. The new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. DC, you were kind of like me. You see he is a winner. You see where he comes from, and he could do a lot of the things he did well in Georgia, possibly here with the Ravens. Todd Monken, how do you guys feel about the hiring of Todd Monken? Because outside of Lamar stuff, that's been the biggest news of the offseason so far.
Go ahead, DC.
Yeah, so like Byron said, I was a fan of the hire. I think just that pro style offense, Georgia was pretty well balanced. If I remember, they put some good wide receivers in the league, including George Pickens, who I think is going to really be a pain in our ass in Baltimore for a while. As soon as they get a quarterback that can throw him the ball, of course. But I think he just comes with a certain level of balance that I think we need. We need a little bit more reliability on the passing game. We needed, a little bit more of, receivers that can get out in space and get the football. And I think his offense has shown to do that, at least at Georgia.
I wasn't a huge fan of the hiring personally. I didn't think it took that elevated step. I think the best things at Georgia were running back and tight end, which I think have been the best things for the Ravens under Greg Roman. I don't think it took that. I do think it's a little bit more balanced, like DC said. I kind of wanted that splash hire where we knew we were making that change at OC. I felt like this was the safe hire from EDC and a Steve kind of mindset. Like, we can say he won. We can say that he did his best with what's his name, Stenson. What's his name? The quarterback.
He might be your backup quarterback this season. Stetson Bennett.
I'd rather have Teddy Bridgewater. We can say that he made the best out of that. He made him MVP and all of that. I just don't know. It's an asterisk next to it. I definitely want to see what he does. You can't be worse than Greg Roman when it comes to passing the football. So, I mean, we can only go up from here at this point. Like, last, what 30th in the league most of the times. I think we had one year where we were like 17, but Greg Roman has never had an offense top 15 in passing ever in his career, ever.
All right, so let me. So you're talking about Greg Roman's offense, and now we're transitioning to a new offensive coordinator. Do you think that now this will be the guy that can possibly get the Ravens to where they need to be, or do you think that if we would have been better off with somebody like Eric Bieniemy?
I don't think we have the weapons for Eric specifically. At this current moment, anything could possibly change. I also don't think Eric wanted to be here. I think Eric is going to be a head coach in the NFL some halfway through next season, which is why he chose the Commanders personally. Who I would have wanted, we couldn't have had because he was going to get it. I wanted the what's his name, Stetchian, the OC from the Eagles last year. That's who I wanted.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
That would have been perfect. But I understand him not making a lateral move. It was no way he wasn't going to move up. Should the offense be better? Yes. But it all really just comes down to passing concepts. I don't think the Ravens were bad at passing. I just think that we all saw too frequently receivers with spacing issues and just the lack of having receivers that threaten the defense. We still kind of have that issue right now. Hopefully, if the DeAndre Hopkins gets cut, we could possibly, sign him or do anything besides Nelson Aguilar. But I think the Chiefs showed last year that you can have your tight end be your wide receiver one with a lot of complementary pieces around him.
Let me stick on you then, Ryles, real quick before we go to DC. You said that you think that Bieniemy went to DC because you think that he's going to be the head coach next year. So you don't think that Rivera makes it past next season at all?
I don't think Ron Rivera is good. I've never thought he was that good though. And I don't think he's done anything in Washington or Landau, Maryland, whatever you want to call them. I don't think he's done anything to keep his job. I think we've seen coaches get fired for less. Hate to say it, but if he was black, he'd have been fired already.
No. Look, this is look. We all family around here, so we say what we want to say around here. I mean, speak the truth.
If he was black, he'd have got fired probably halfway through last year.
Okay. And DC, what do you feel the same way?
I definitely think Ron Rivera's not making it through the season. But as far as Eric Bieniemy goes, I personally am not as sold on him as everybody else is because he's been under Andy Reid. I don't know how much of the Chiefs' offensive success is Andy Reid, how much of it was Bieniemy. I don't know if he can go somewhere without all the things the Chiefs built, including having a mind like Andy Reid, and still be as successful. And I also think the way the roster is built currently, there should be more of the balanced approach instead of trying to go straight to what the Chiefs do because they don't have a run game. So I don't think Bieniemy would have been the right guy. I don't know who I would have rather had. That's why I just kind of want to see him, wait and see about what this turns into. I didn't like any of the options that were really out there, so this was a little bit outside the box for me. So I'm going to be optimistic until they prove me wrong.
Right. And before we transition to what Raj has asked you, who do you think that the Ravens need as an offensive splash to help them over the hump? Yes, we have the tight end, but who do you think as a wide receiver, whether it's through the draft, free agency, through a trade, who do you think that the Ravens need in order to get them to the next level now that we have the OC?
I'm not sure about what wide receivers on the market right now that could do it, but so the Ryles, the D-Hop thing, it's going to be too much dead money against Arizona's cap, so they're probably not going to cut him. And he got a $31.8 million cap hit, so it's going to be hard to trade for him, especially if we actually do end up keeping Lamar, which I guess we'll get to in a second. But I don't see a world where D-Hop is on our team or any team, actually, because what his cap hit is. But I do think the wide receiver position is one that needs to be addressed. I don't think there's anybody where the Ravens will be picking. I don't think there's a wide receiver that I would say is the perfect fit for them, but I also haven't looked through where I would have receivers slotted out throughout the first 3 rounds. So we'll see. But yeah, it's definitely the wide receiver position. I just don't have an answer for who that person is.
And Ryles, same question for you.
I'm shocked by you right now, DC. I'm gonna need you to do some homework because we got a draft episode coming up. In the draft, definitely give me Jordan Addison, Maryland boy. From here, I would love to see him in the purple and black. I think he can give us that over the top while also being that route runner. I think he would complement Bateman a lot. I'm not that big on the Odell signing, mainly because we haven't seen him in so long that it's hard to come back from 2 ACLs and still have that same explosiveness and that same just drive to be able to do what Odell is really, really good at. So excited to see. I know we just offered him a contract today. I do think D-Hop makes a lot of sense. DC, it was reports today saying that it's a possibility of him getting cut today. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in Kansas City, though, sadly. I can just see them making the money work. I do think we can make the money work. We offered Darius Slade 3 years, $42 million. So we got to have some type of maneuvering that we were willing to do. I know you shake your head, Raj, but I would have loved that signing. I would have loved that. Would have been
I
the
would have
best
loved it too, Ryles. I would have loved it too. That would
easily.
have been better than any receiver we could have got.
Yes, Darius Slay would have been what? Darius Slay, Marlowe, Williams, and
Kyle Hamilton.
That would have been the best secondary we've ever had. Man.
And that's the problem. That is exactly the problem with this team. I am so sick of them overspending on defense. Get a goddamn wide receiver. Pay whatever you have to pay to get D-Hop, Odell, Cortland Sutton, somebody.
Not Odell.
Not Cortland Sutton.
Anybody.
Not say Cortland Sutton.
I don't give a damn at this point, man. We need somebody on offense to get Lamar Jackson some help.
All right, I got a
I'm
question.
sick of this nonsense.
How many close games did we lose last year? Like 3 or 4. All of them was on
and guess who gave up a lot of the leads?
The defense.
Yes.
So get a corner.
No. How many corners do you have?
No, we want the same problems we had last year.
You know what? I do agree that we do, though we need help in that secondary. Because I feel like the middle, I feel like we're pretty good on that. Of course, we're going to keep saying the same things. I think with the Ravens that they need some type of pass rush, but as far as like the wide receiver position, I'm a little. I went from yes we need D-Hop to now I'm like on the fence about it. Also because D-Hop has been injured a lot. I know we talk about Odell, but we keep forgetting about D-Hop's injury history, and the fact that, like you said, he's going to be a lot of money if we try to trade for him. Maybe they could make something work if he gets released, but still, it's just I'm not as sold on D-Hop as I once was. So I kind of do agree with that. My thing is I'm always hesitant though, Ryles, because you said that the Ravens could draft a wide receiver. I don't know. They haven't shown that they could draft a wide receiver. So that's why I'm like, they're better off if they made a move like they did in the past, how they got Antoine Bolden, even Steve Smith. You need to make a move like that because they just haven't had the history to proven that they can draft a wide receiver that's going to be of Pro Bowl caliber for what Lamar Jackson needs.
I don't think we really have the history of picking up or trading for him either. We named 2 out of like 30 that we done picked up over the last couple of years. For every Antoine Bolton, there's a Jeremy Maclin or somebody like that. Like
Mike Wallace.
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson was
Dennis
Bryant.
We'll talk about that.
We didn't expect anything from him.
Or Seth Roberts. Or Willie Snead.
You gonna talk about your boy, Raj?
Let me just say this, man. Let me ask you a couple questions real quick. We might as well get into it because I'm so sick of this nonsense with Lamar. Oh, and this has been going on way too long than it should have been. My question to you fellas is, will he be here next year? And will we get a deal done? Because it's April 3rd right now. The draft is, I believe 20-something days away. What is going to happen? What are y'all thoughts?
You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go ahead, bro.
I said, Ryles, go.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. Everybody know I love Lamar Jackson. I got the man tatted on my right leg, bro.
First person I ever seen with a Lamar Jackson jersey. True story.
I am tired of this shit, bro. Tired, bro. Like, we are not the organization that loves to be in the papers or in the news or just talked about. We just like to be underdogs, bro. And I get it. We
like that.
We got a top 5 player at his position who has won an MVP. I love the success that he has, and I think when he's on the field, he's the most dynamic player ever. I personally don't understand the gripe of the guaranteed money because quarterbacks normally get their money. If I'm not mistaken, the Colts still paying Andrew Luck. Like, quarterbacks get their money. If you're good, the team loves you, the organization loves you, you're going to get your money. But, I mean, the Browns played a strategic role. They know what they did. That's why you see a lot of teams now trying to sign Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert and all of this stuff now so that they can eliminate this from being a possibility. I do think Lamar plays for the Ravens this year, not so much because of anything outside of – I don't see a team outside of maybe the Colts making that move. I don't think the Falcons make sense, even though they got a lot of money, because it's a worse offense than what he's been running now with Greg Roman. He has Kyle Pitts and Drake London, so he does have pretty much a little bit better weapons. But outside of that, he's still going to be playing on a run-first offense. So I think he plays here. I don't think he wants to leave here. I just think he wants more of a paycheck than what the Ravens are currently willing to give him. But I do think he's been strategic in how he's gone about saying certain things, like with the press conference and him releasing that tweet. Lamar knows what he's been doing throughout this process to gauge interest or stir up situations and things of that nature. And he's also human, so he's tired of hearing everybody throw out all of these numbers because I think 90% of the reports have been just made up and false with no real like backing towards them. I've seen Stephen A. Smith come on First Take one day and say something, and then the next day say something completely different. So it's just the thing that everybody's talking about because nobody knows really what's going on. I said in the beginning I would do what I say 5 years, 260 DC. I think that's what I said with 200 guaranteed. I thought that should have gotten the deal done. I thought that was a perfect number, but it is what it is.
That was the closest number though, because it was 250, 200.
Yeah,
The 175 injury.
yeah. I did 5 years, 260 with 200 fully guaranteed.
Yo, I've been saying that the whole time, bro. I was like 250, 200. Like,
He wants more than 200 though. He wants more than Deshaun. That's the problem.
Deshaun had what 223,
231.
230.
go test that
231.
He
market.
wants 231.
Go test the market then.
Well, the
That's
What
why his
market.
phone.
market?
That's why his phone is silent, Cravante, because ain't nobody giving him that.
That's what I'm
What
saying.
market?
200, like 200 was a stretch for me, but I'll give it to him because of what he brings to the table. But come on, man.
Well, let's ask DC. Do you think that the guaranteed money we keep saying is the holdup? But do you think that do you think it may be collusion as far as Lamar getting his money?
Do I think it is collusion? No. I don't think there's any kind of cohesive effort into not getting Lamar his money. I think the Cleveland Browns just did what the Cleveland Browns do, which is some of the dumbest shit you'll ever see amongst any professional sports organization. But I don't think any owners like are trying to stop Lamar from getting his bag. I simply think it's a matter of Lamar thinks he, is worth something that he wants specifically, and the Ravens are like, well, it's not really a normal thing to request this, and they're not willing to do it. So if you're asking yes or no, if I think he's going to be on the team right now, I'm leaning like no, barely, like maybe like 55% no. But I'm just over it, honestly. This topic has drained me for weeks now, and I checked out of Lamar talk a long time ago. Either get the deal done or don't.
Ryles, you were shaking your head now.
Oh, he said something that made me shake my head. No, what was it? Hold on. What you say again, DC? You said something where I was like, nah. Hold on. Let me think.
Was it get the deal done or no? Was it that
No,
part?
it wasn't that. It was before that.
I said it's probably I'm leaning more towards he won't be than he will be.
Yeah, I don't think he sits out. He don't.
No,
he just,
I don't. I'm saying I think we seek to get a deal done for him. I don't think like as of right this second, I'm leaning more towards trade.
But to who?
I don't know. The Colts seem like they might be interested, but that's the other thing.
I heard reports today that they really, really secretly love your man Levi Jeans.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers?
Nah, Will Levis.
Oh, your dad, take him, please have him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got Rodgers confused with.
I heard they like Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I heard Levis today, even though he's literally my worst rated spoiler. He's my worst rated quarterback.
Oh, spoiler. Yo, the Colts are literally just putting out stuff. We like him. We like it. They just keeping everybody on their toes. We're still at stage 1.
I heard the Titans trying to trade up to 3.
Yo, me too. Heard that.
Wow.
I mean, Titans something. They've been middle of the pack.
If they could get Anthony Richardson with Derrick Henry, that would be whew.
Oh,
the
God.
Titans are just not good, bro. They're really just not that good.
Well, gentlemen, let's get to it. We're talking about the draft. There's been a lot of talks about this year's draft not being as strong at the quarterback position, and that next year, honestly, teams should wait. What do you guys feel about that? Do you think teams should wait for their quarterback, or do you think that the teams that are trying to push up are at the right spot that they're supposed to be at?
So I think it depends on the team personally. I think if you are a team that's only missing a quarterback, it's kind of hard to wait. So like the Jets, for example, That's why they're pushing so hard on the A-Rod thing, because it's tough to wait when you're just missing, when you feel like you're just missing one thing. That being said, I do think next year's quarterbacks are much better, Caleb Williams specifically. I like Stroud, probably slightly over Bryce Young, but it's ever so slight. I just think this year's quarterbacks, I don't think any of them will be able to come in and make a huge impact right away. Like I don't have any of them bursting on the scene as breakout rookie, superstar. Like I don't see a Justin Herbert like year from anybody in this class.
Oh yeah, that's what I do think it's collusion. That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
Oh, collusion.
Yeah, it's collusion. But I think it's not collusion in regards to Lamar. I think it's collusion in regards to not wanting to start this guaranteed contract situation in the NFL.
Well, let's talk about that too. The guaranteed money, because you guys brought up Hurts, Burrow, and Herbert are all about to come up for contracts along with Lamar. So the market is going to keep resetting itself. So somebody's going to get that 200+ million. It's just going to. So what do you think is the trajectory? Because you have to pay these 4 quarterbacks.
I think whoever signs last probably. That's why I think everybody trying to get it done. Nobody want to be that person that do 200. Everybody trying to make sure they don't got to be the person that had to sign for 2. Because what did Daniel Jones get? Anybody know?
Yeah, 4 years. What, 160?
160. Yeah, 4 years, 160.
Wish I played quarterback, bro. You can be average and make a lot of money, bro. You can be average and make a lot of money, bro. 4 years, 160 for Daniel Jones. Jesus.
But what was his guarantee? What was his guaranteed money?
Oh,
I'll look that up for y'all. I'll look it up for you.
Okay. Because that's interesting to see what that guaranteed money is.
160, get guaranteed money. You're not
82 million of it is guaranteed.
82.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he not that ain't talking about nothing.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad deal for the Giants. It just sounds crazy when you say that Daniel Jones gets $40 million a year. That sounds insane to say out loud.
Right.
I mean, it does, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, we figured that he wasn't really worth it, but when you think about it, they said like the first 2 years is really the main meat of the contract, because they said after that it's not as much as we think it is.
I mean, it gives the organization an escape route. If things don't work out, like Seattle contract with Geno Smith, he getting all his guaranteed money in year 1. So he's out of there after year 2.
I think they have somebody too.
Since we talking draft, my question is this: do the Ravens stay at 22 or do they trade back?
I think it's in our best interest to trade back, just to accumulate picks. We only got 5 picks this draft.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah, I think we trying to trade back. If we can trade back and get like a late first, early second, somewhere in that range, get like a third or something like that to trade back, I think it will help us out. Because I think we need a receiver or 2, depending on free agency. We definitely need a corner. We need to replace Calais Campbell on the D-line. Patrick Queen, I don't think he's re-signing, so if we could take a shot at middle linebacker in a later round and hope it hits somewhere there. I pretty much like safety for us. I think we're set at safety, especially if we can bring back our Darius Washington, who I really like. We got to replace left guard, possibly right tackle. We got a lot of holes actually on this team for real. When I really think about it, not a lot of draft picks to do it.
Which is a first, because we always have a lot of draft picks every year. Like last year probably was like the record of draft picks that we had. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of crazy that we lost a lot of players and we can't really fill them back up.
No comp picks this year for the first time in as long as I can remember.
Yeah, I just don't think we put out the same kind of free agent talent that we used to, as far as like when Judon came about or when Zadarius Smith came about. Like those guys helped out and we got compensated for them. I feel like we haven't lost anybody of significant value like that in a while.
That's true.
Darrien, is you watching WWE, Darrien?
Yep.
Are you pleased with what you're seeing? Your face looks a little underwhelmed.
Nah.
It was very tonight.
Yeah, because you're expecting the Raw after WrestleMania. You expect more, and then it's just Brock Lesnar beating down Cody Rhodes. It's like, come on now, like what was this? No returns, nothing.
I understand why they're doing this. I get this part.
Yes, so they can have a match and delay the inevitable.
Yes. That's just the whole point.
What you said? This is geared up for what? Puerto Rico? Look at her face.
Yeah, this will be the match of Puerto Rico. They're just delaying Cody's win.
Yes, they're delaying it because they have to. He has to struggle. So
wait a minute. Are you trying to say that Cody is now going to be the new?
Yeah. Get his ass whooped as much as possible until they finally give him the championship belt.
Yeah, gentlemen, if y'all didn't know, me and Ryles love them old school ass whoopings, man.
Yes, we did. It's a beautiful thing.
Is it one player y'all like to see the Ravens draft? I really like the cornerback class in this draft.
I really love the cornerback class.
Me too.
I really love the cornerback class. If we can still
if we went in the first round, I wouldn't be mad at all. Depending on obviously who we get, but I do think it's a good DB class overall, corners and safeties. But now the big hole I think is wide receiver, which I'm not thrilled about yet.
I don't like any of them like that. They're all number twos, no number ones.
JSN? I don't know, yo. I like JSN, yo. But I mean, if we ain't pick a wide receiver and we waited till next year and traded up
for Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Marvin Harrison Jr., he was never the best receiver on his team. That's what scares me.
He had the best stats though,
because he was not getting guarded by anybody. Say, look who we played with. And he
gets hurt. I really want. I can wait till next year and hold out and we trade up.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
You know who I want?
Yes, he's amazing. But he won't be there.
He'll
be a top 3 pick. He'll be a top 3 pick.
I don't know about 3, but
that's the only thing. Yeah, the Ravens, we don't really be in that top position.
Yeah, I think it's the 2 quarterbacks than him. That's the best players in the draft next year.
How y'all feel about Joey Porter in the first?
I take him.
I like him. He just doesn't get interceptions. He is great in press, just doesn't get picks.
Yeah, but he tackles though.
I mean, look, the Ravens are known for that. If they can get a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of, he may not get a whole lot of picks, but as long as he can tackle and stop some people.
I'm just worried about he kind of physical. I don't know how that translates to the NFL. Despite what Sauce did in New York this year, Sauce put his hands on people, but I don't know if everybody's getting away with that.
I want Christian Gonzalez, but he's gonna be gone.
All right. Well, while we got Cravante here, let me ask him, Cravante. I don't know if you heard, but our good brothers, they think that Bieniemy might be our head coach. How you feeling about that?
I can see that. I can see that happening. I think Ron Rivera. Listen, I was called for Ron Rivera's job last year. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
he was calling for his job last year.
I was hoping. Listen, there was a lot of games I wish we would have lost, so we could be. So he won. So 2 things: he could get up out of here, and we could get a little bit higher draft pick. Because I hate picking in the middle of the draft because it's like no man's land. So I was hoping that Chicago, when we beat Chicago, when Wentz came back, and we beat, I don't know if he came back or if that was like his last little straw or whatever. I was hoping we lose that game because I was like, we lose to the Bears. Oh, he's out of here. There's no winning. Like I just don't understand this team. But I think Ron has overstayed his welcome, and so what's going to save him is the whole ownership thing. It could go one of 2 ways. It could go like, hey, give him another opportunity, or this could be it. I'm hoping this could be it, but I don't want Eric Bieniemy to go with him. If he goes, I want Eric Bieniemy to be able to stay because obviously I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I don't know what is in NFL and black people, black players or whatever. We can't get right. I'm not sure what it is, but I definitely think Ron Rivera's days are numbered, and his last ditch effort is Eric Bieniemy possibly turn his offense around and saving the job for at least another year. But no more 500, like no more 8-9 wins. Like we got to legit get into the playoffs. If we don't, he's out of here.
That makes sense.
I mean, do you guys even have a shot at the playoffs though? That's a tough division.
NFC trash though.
So NFC as a whole, yeah.
NFC trash.
We talk about the best quarterback in the conference being Jalen Hurts, possibly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's really, really, really open. So it's we have opportunities, and even though we was last in the division, we didn't have a losing record. So we were competitive in despite my life, but if we could get a quarterback to a competent quarterback with a competent offensive force behind him. Listen, our defense is up there. Just like our defense can play with any defense out there, but offensively we can't run into the same wall time and time again. So hopefully EB can run the show. We can. I'm excited to see what he can really do. And when I was coming, I was kind of hearing DC what he was saying, but that's the norm. He has to prove it, even though he has the success. But Andy Reid is a machine on the offensive side. So hopefully he's learned a thing or two from Andy Reid to build his own build his own legacy.
Y'all want to get into some NBA?
Let's do it.
Byron.
I'll start with good.
DC Ryles, I know we got a show in a couple weeks, but who's the first defensive player off the board in the draft?
That answer was easy until a young man from Georgia had a turbulent offseason.
Yeah.
I might have to think about that.
Yeah, I gotta think about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it was like you said a few weeks ago, it was
it was easy. That was a very easy answer.
It was Carter.
Now, but you know what's crazy though? The NFL, they saying that he still may possibly go first. Just I don't know in today's climate how that'll go, but had this been a few years ago, it would have been a definite, no matter what the circumstance was. But now it's like we're kind of on the fence about whether or not he's going to go first. We know he'll get drafted. We just don't know where.
He's still
going top. He going top 10 still.
He's very
much top 10.
He can fall 22. He can fall.
It ain't Keyshawn Booty like. It ain't Keyshawn.
I will say this though. I think it's kind of a dick move to say you're not even going to interview with nobody that's not in the top 10 when you're going through what you're going through off the field. It's just...
And he's still going top 10. I promise.
And
yes,
I like that, Big Rich.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Big Rich. Should be definitely with
what leverage do you have to say this? But
I think that if he's there at 9, the Bears pull the trigger.
Because listen, the Bears was talking about getting him even at 1, which we knew wasn't going to happen. But now at 9, oh yeah.
If he's still there at 9, if you got to trade back, accumulate all of that, and get the player that you would have taken at 1, you do it. I do think it will be Will Anderson though. The
Bama.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably right.
Yeah, I was leaning. I was going to lean there because Jay Carter wants to be a goofy, but yeah. But Gonzalez is right behind him, guys.
Yeah, it's a strong corner class though, so I don't really. It's so many good corners in this draft. I don't know.
We get one of them.
Many good corners. I like the dude from Maryland too. I know you know his name, Byron.
Banks.
Which one, Bennett or
both of them? Honestly,
Banks,
I like both of them.
They're both fast.
Deontay, I think his name Deontay's in.
Yeah, Deontay Banks. Well, Tay Banks. He's going by Tay now. He's a D.
Tay Banks. Yeah, yep.
Even though he did nothing to deserve that. But that's another story for another day. We'll see what happens with him. DC, got to ask you about your Lakers, brother. We see the Kobe picture behind you. Lakers are possibly the hottest team in the league right now. 7 seed. Trying to avoid that play-in. How you feeling, brother? I heard before the show it's a specific team you want in the first round.
Yes. And as far as how I feel about the Lakers overall, I'm cautiously optimistic. That is the phrase I would use to describe my current feeling. It is all based on health. D-Lo keeps getting nicked up. I think he is the key. That's the reason why we are so much better. We're a different team when he plays. That and Anthony Davis is starting to play like a grown-ass man. But if we have D'Lo playing and Bron and AD, we're going to be a tough out. We're starting to, figure out a way to string some wins together, which is good. But yeah, to your point, first round, we are right now the 7th seed. We are a half game out from 5. I would like to be right in the middle at 6 because I don't think Phoenix is at 4. I don't think they're catching Memphis at 3, and Memphis is the team I want. I think the Lakers can beat Memphis. I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't say Memphis. Sacramento is the team I want. Sacramento is currently the 3 seed. I don't think Sacramento can beat the Lakers in a playoff series. Straight up. I don't think you can just come in from not ever going to the playoffs. Only maybe one person. Sabonis has had a playoff run or two, but nothing serious. I don't think they have enough experience to beat the Lakers in a playoff series. So if it's my world, Lakers get the 6, they get the Kings at 3, and then it's anybody's West after that.
So you don't think that the Lakers have a shot even against maybe the Nuggets?
I do. I think the Lakers have a shot against any. So if the Lakers go 6, 7, 8, they have a shot against the Nuggets. They have a shot against Memphis. They have a shot against Sacramento. Those are your top 3. I just like my chances with the Kings the most because of their lack of experience. We match up well with Denver. I think we split with them this year, if I'm not mistaken. And that was with and without all the health issues we've had. So I feel like I do like our chances with Denver. I just like our chances with Sacramento more.
Ryles, how you feel about the West?
The West is really good. I think that they should want Sacramento. I think they're the frauds of the West. I think the West will be really interesting this year. I don't think the Kings can beat anybody in the West in a 7-game series, personally.
I don't know. It's crazy because I don't trust anybody in the West either. So it's not like I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Who though?
If Minnesota snuck into the 6th seed, you don't think they could beat Minnesota?
I think Minnesota can beat them.
Yeah, I might take Minnesota, bro. I might take Ant. I kind of like Ant.
Yeah, I mean, I like Ant, but I mean, I think the West is so wide open, honestly, that it could any team. I think right now in the West, of course, you're going to probably say that like Phoenix might be the favorite when it comes to other teams in the West, but outside of that, it's honestly open because even with the Nuggets, how the season that they've had is still questionable. The Golden State Warriors right now, they're vulnerable. The Kings, yeah, they did well during the regular season, but like y'all were saying, in the playoffs, it's completely different. So we don't really know. And look like the Lakers right now, they're playing with house money. And Mark made a comment about how the Mavs were good before the Kyrie trade and how they fallen off.
I really only like 3 teams in the West. I like the Grizzlies. I hate to say it, but I like your Lakers, DC. And I mean, they got so much firepower that I can't hate the Suns. I don't know if they're going to be able to gel together with enough time, but I mean, I think KD had like 35 the other night.
Yeah.
So there'll be an issue, but I think those are the 3 teams in the West. I don't think they'll do anything in the playoffs, personally.
That's the only thing. You said it's just enough time about whether or not the Suns have had enough time to gel. That's the only hesitancy I think that a lot of people have right now.
That and their health. Their health is up
health. I would say health before anything. We got CP,
Chris Paul, KD. But I think the East wins the ring this year.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it only 2 teams in the East, or does Philly have a chance?
No.
So my 2 teams in the East is actually Boston and Cleveland.
Yeah.
Even the Bucks out is crazy. I can't hold you.
I don't respect the Bucks, bro. It's weird. I mean, but it's crazy. I just left the Nuggets out and you ain't say nothing, but leaving the Bucks out, that was something.
One of those teams won a championship. So yes, that is definitely different.
You got to
Nobody.
And they have the best. And they have the best player in the world.
And they have the best player in the world.
They have the best player in the world, undoubtedly, right now. I'm just saying.
Are frauds in the West.
The Cavs had the best player in the world for how many years and how many rings they got?
They got one.
They got the fact that they got one is saying that they had the best player in the world.
All right, so Giannis got one. There we go. Same thing.
But I mean, honestly though, Giannis, if it wasn't for the injury to Middleton, he might have been able to get another one. So
I don't like to talk about what ifs, man. If ifs was a fifth, we'd all be drunk right now.
And right now with Boston,
drinking Henny yet?
Nah, I ain't got no.
We need to get you that sponsorship, brother.
I'm gonna just say.
Fact.
Say this real quick. I'm gonna say this real quick. I like the Lakers a lot. I like D'Lo. I like Anthony Davis when he's healthy. LeBron James. I think that trio by themselves could win a championship. But yes, if you don't know, this guy right here, Mark Savoy, is a Kings fan.
Oh,
He's
damn.
always been a Kings fan. He's a hater of the Lakers. And yes, back in high school, I used to tease his ass all day long. But that's neither here nor there. I think the Lakers can go very far if they face the Kings in the first round. I think they can beat them. The only other team I can see in the West, coming out and maybe going to the finals, I think this could be Denver's year. I really do. I think Denver might be that team that can make it to the finals because I think they have everything that you need, especially with a healthy Michael Porter and Jamal Murray. I think that's a great defensive team. And if Djokovic can, take those 2 MVPs that he's had back to back and translate it to the actual playoff setting, they can make it to the finals and do some things.
I'm Raj, I hear what you're saying, but I've been skeptical about Denver. And as a matter of fact, I'm even more skeptical about Joker winning the MVP for the 3rd straight time. I think that Embiid should have won one of those MVPs to me, at least.
Well, Embiid don't be on the floor a lot sometimes.
Yeah. Embiid has to stay on the floor. That's his issue. And I think the Sixers should have been left out because they have James Harden on their team. And who's their head coach?
Don't you start, man.
Who's their
Doc Rivers? God damn. Yeah, they're done for.
Listen, James Harden and Doc Rivers, come on, yo, it's too much. It's too much. You're putting too much on Joel Embiid's shoulders and knees and ankles right now for him to overcome not only the news of him trying to win an MVP, but you have Mr. Meltdown himself at head coach and Mr. Comes Up Small and James Harden. Joel Embiid is good. He's great. He's an MVP caliber player. That's too much to overcome.
So you think if Doc Rivers could actually grow hair again, they will have a chance?
Oh my God! Look at that! Wow.
You know what? I'll say it's even what I'd say this. If they had Dame Dollars and not Harden, I would have been like, yes, I would have been like, Philly's it. But Harden, man, at this stage, nah.
In his prime, he couldn't get it done.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, that's why I really wish Philly could have pulled the trigger and had got Dame Dollars in there because I think it would have at least made it interesting. But Dame wants to stay in Portland, and the Sixers are just going to be at that tier of where they're going to be a good team, but they're going to still be under Boston and Milwaukee.
I hope they.
Oh, and one of y'all brought up Cleveland. Bless you. One of y'all brought up Cleveland. Cleveland, I think, is a sleeper team, especially with Donovan Mitchell, and it's possible that Cleveland could be facing the Knicks, and he could be eliminating the Knicks when the Knicks could have had him. So I think that's very interesting right there in the East. But no, it's really wild how this go around. When LeBron left the first time, they had got Kyrie, and they were just kind of still at the bottom. But now LeBron leaves, and now they're one of the top teams. Not only in the East, but possibly in the NBA, especially once they got Donovan Mitchell in there. Like, it just changed everything.
Well, that also is just because Kyrie is not conducive to winning basketball, but that's neither here nor there.
Somebody talk to him, DC. Jeez.
Well, clearly, get the comment up that Mark had about the trade to the Mavericks. Yeah,
it's to the point. To the point.
But I also think Donovan Mitchell is one of the most underrated players in the NBA, and he comes to play every single postseason. He's going to put up 40 at least twice this year. You heard it here first.
No, you're right. But let me stick to you real quick then. Since we're talking about Kyrie, would you have wanted Kyrie, because he can be a free agent after this year and possibly join the Lakers? There were talks about trading for him, but now he could be a free agent and join the Lakers. Do you want Kyrie along with LeBron James for that reunion?
No, sir. I'm good. No. I think I need more than what Kyrie is able to give. And I mean that respectfully. I don't think he's bad at basketball. I think he's one of the most skilled players I've ever seen. I just don't think the way he plays and whatever energy he gives off is conducive to winning basketball. So, no, me, the Laker fan, no. I was happy we did not pull the trigger for him, especially because I like what we got better. Not saying he is better. I'm just saying I like it better. D-Lo, that is.
Hey, definitely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Kyrie Irving, I'm not going to say he's a terrible player or a bad teammate, but I just think that he does hero ball too much.
That is.
Hero ball.
Hero ball. He does hero ball too
Hero
much.
one time.
The Lakers don't need that. They don't need hero ball. They don't need all that other nonsense. So I think D'Angelo Russell, even though I had my gripes with him a little bit earlier when he was here, I think he's a better fit for LeBron and AD. He just has to stay on the floor. But yeah, Kyrie. Do y'all really think that Kyrie and they're going to sit Kyrie and Luka for the rest of the season, even though they're a game behind the 8th spot? Well, the 10th spot.
No, but haven't they been? I thought it was like official. Oh, I mean they could
They're
make.
officially eliminated.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
They only one game back, so I don't think so. I think Portland just got knocked out. It was Portland that just got knocked out.
So I don't understand why they thinking about sitting them. I don't get it. But
who would they be matched up with? Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
They could beat Minnesota.
If they caught the 10 seed right this very second, it would be the Lakers at 7 for the play-in.
Honestly, I still think the Lakers are going to get in that top because they're just a half game back. I just don't. At this point, the schedule to me just says that they're gonna make it.
But who does Golden State play?
Dallas.
Right now, Golden State is the 6th.
Right, and they just lost. So, but who else do they play?
Mr. Wiggins is on his way back, by the way.
I would love to see Dallas, Los Angeles as the play-in. I would love that.
The Warriors' last 3 games are Thunder, Kings, Blazers.
Ooh.
Dub.
Yeah.
Well, the Lakers' last remaining games are the Jazz, Clippers, Suns, and Jazz again. So
hey, set it up, baby.
The Lakers could win 3 out of those 4.
They should win 3 out of those 4. Maybe win all 4.
Yeah, because I mean the Suns are questionable, and at this point in the game, they might just be resting their guys. So
yeah, and the Clippers might be too.
I don't think the Suns getting out the West, and I just it's literally only just because they haven't had time to build the chemistry it takes to consecutively win playoff series.
I agree with you, man. I've been skeptical about it. I mean, I thought maybe with some time, maybe they could gel quickly.
Right. I would think if they played this whole time, I would be like, we'll see. But
they haven't. So
it's a no.
The Mavericks got the Kings, the Bulls, and the Spurs, bro. They could do some things.
Yeah, we might have a play for the play-in.
They have a play-in before the play-in.
These last few games are gonna be very interesting. Also, is it weird that the NBA just took the night off for the NCAA?
No, because they knew that they weren't going.
The way this game was going, they should have played.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
it's starting to pick up now, but
put some respect on her name, yo.
How y'all feel about that situation?
I love it. I love disrespect in sports.
I honestly don't see why it's a headline. If this happened in men's college, we wouldn't be talking about it. So what's the problem?
That's a headline. Black, yo.
I like what Ryles did with the pointing, but I mean, you know what? Honestly, I think she got what she deserved. I think that
you mean that woman from the Caucasus Mountains?
Yes. I think that because when you looked at the game Friday against South Carolina, and she's waving the defense off. I mean, I totally agree, DC. Had this been the men, this isn't the story. But because I think honestly it's coming down to a racial issue that we don't really a racial component that maybe not this show, but the national media has been hesitant to say, because we can see that the disparities between when she's doing all of this, the John Cena, you can't see me, or she's being disrespectful towards South Carolina. But then when Angel Reese is doing the same thing back at her, it's a national story. And it's like, okay, but Angel been talking her trash all year and backing it up. And now that she got mollywopped, against Angel, now it's a problem when this actually could be the next, I know this is a stretch, but this could be another like bird magic type of ordeal possibly for the WNBA as far as the black white component of it, and as far as two skilled players taking it from college and having a rivalry into the next level. I think that that's a possibility, but I think that we can really see the whole racial dynamics when we see the treatment of these two players, and you can see that from the national media. And that's something I think that not only us, we have to call it out, but also all of black media, they have to call it out for what it is.
I love how
Man.
you said that.
I'm gonna get into it a little bit later for on Goofies of the Week, but I think the NCAA, America, whatever y'all want to call it, wanted that white woman to win the national championship, and she took down Goliath. And
Caitlin Clark. I'm sorry, I didn't give her proper name.
Huh?
I didn't call her name, Caitlin Clark.
Yes, that.
As you call her, the white woman.
The white woman that can shoot the lights out. That girl's good. But they wanted her to win the national champ.
Because she was talking
down Goliath. She was supposed to. But wait a minute. We got these girls that's from all over the country. These black girls that's out here really playing. That's really out here playing. And with all, and they were the underdogs. And they came out and gave her a taste of her own medicine, and they couldn't take it. So, I'm all cool with it, because even John Cena came out and said and gave her props. And nobody said nothing. Nobody had nothing crazy to say. As soon as Angel Reese do it back to her after giving her work. Well, and the whole LSU Tigers team gave them work. They put up 100 points. Mm-hmm. I don't think 100 points has ever been put up in the title game or the Final Four, or whatever.
Most points in a women's basketball championship game.
Gave her the triple. Gave that girl in them triple digits. And the fact remains, she couldn't see them. She couldn't see them. So it was an appropriate gesture for the situation. And Caitlin, you was talking about Reese been talking her junk. Yo, Caitlin been talking trash all year too.
Oh yeah,
all year. I mean, we can even as of late, out before the South Carolina game, and in the Louisville game, because that's when the John Cena mess started. So I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with it is that it's the media blowing this up, because there was absolutely nothing wrong with what happened. That, like Ryles and DC said, it's a part of sports. If it was in the men's bracket, this would not be anything. It would be absolutely nothing. So why are we turning this into nothing? Because she's white and y'all wanted her to win, but this black girl from Baltimore came to play? Is that why?
Yeah, never Maryland. Damn it.
She looks like
NIL money.
You could see when Iowa beat South Carolina State. And I think that this point needs to be brought up too. They did not want to see, and it would have been a black thing. It would have been Angel and LSU versus Dawn in South Carolina, and they didn't want that dynamic of the great black head coach that Dawn is versus this up and coming star in Angel Reese. They didn't want that they didn't want two black mega stars in there. So yes, they wanted the Great White Hope in there. I mean, I have to call it for what it is. They wanted the Great White Hope in there, hoping that, like you said, Karate, that she would pull it off, and she didn't. But I think that, like I said, she honestly got what she deserved. And it's not to say that she can't play or she's not a great player. I think she just got a little ahead of herself and was disrespectful against South Carolina, and it came to bite her in the ass on championship day. But it also
she got humbled.
She did get humbled. And I don't like how we felt so sorry for her as media, that when she lost this game, but had this been Angel Reese, they would have been rubbing it all in our faces and calling this girl like the next big thing. And like I said, it's not to dismiss her, to say that she's not, because Caitlin, she really is a great player. You can see that, like her her shooting alone, what she does defensively and all that, yes, she is going to be a star when she makes it to the WNBA.
That's right, Ray. You put that cape on, brother. Put that cape on, brother.
What cape on, man?
The cape that you keep on putting on for that white woman.
I'm not putting no damn cape on for no.
He said, "Oh, I gotta save her." Mm-hmm.
No, Dre is retired from saving people. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
Let the people know what y'all got coming up on this qualified opinions and how they can keep up with y'all.
Definitely got a draft episode coming up. I'm still mapping out finalizing the details of all that, but as soon as it goes live, obviously it'll be our next video out. We're still doing our allegedlys, our stories, just about people's different experiences as well as entrepreneurs and all different things, all different types of segments that we provide, especially when we're between seasons, kind of like now. Obviously, we'll probably talk some NBA when the playoffs roll around and get you guys going for the sports side of that. And like I said, you can find us everywhere at Disqualified Opinions.
And your Twitter, because that's a good follow for the people out there.
My Twitter is at dcoleman1223.
Appreciate you, brother. Ryles, what's up?
Like he said, follow us at Disqualified Opinions everywhere. Everywhere you can listen to something, we are there. Trust me. We do got a couple things coming up. We got a couple people that we try and get on there that haven't been on there. With Entrepreneur, we basically try to get Black artists or just Black people with businesses that come on, talk about how they got there, the struggles that they've gone through, advice that they can give, advice that they wish somebody gave them, just giving them a platform to be able to talk about Black success. Like I said, we're just 4 Black guys. We all came from the same high school. Just try and make it and try and share experiences that only can be shared from our perspective of life. As you see at the bottom, it's Ryles the World everywhere. I might as well get it trademarked. It's literally everywhere. You can find me on PlayStation Network too if you want this work in Madden, 2K, or wherever. At Ryles the World as well.
I'm gonna get a PS5, brother. We're gonna relive some of those classic battles in the Madden. I'm gonna get back on my game in time.
I just hopped back on the other day for real, for the first time in a minute.
I'm gonna get like you one day, brother. I can tell Siri to change my light color, but make sure you guys follow Disqualified Opinions. Big things coming up. Give it up one more time. DC, Darrien, Coleman, Ryles the World, Antoine, Ryles. Appreciate y'all, fellas. Appreciate y'all being here. And we're gonna have y'all back real soon.
Oh, definitely.
Appreciate y'all for having us.
We're gonna have y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace out, brothers.
Once again, let's give it up for Darrien and Ryles. And Cravante, you good?
I guess, man. As you can see, I'm on a different device, brother.
Well, as we mentioned, since you are on a different device, we do know one thing.
What's
the
that?
speaker still works, my brother.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we?
The Commanders.
Commanders. Those haters can't stand us.
Okay,
Hey,
Cravante,
run
you
that
come
back,
back,
man.
man.
Run
You
that
want it one
back.
more time? Do you want it one more time?
One more time, baby.
Do you need to bring it back? Did the DJ say bring it back? Did the DJ say
sir.
bring it?
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Commanders. Those haters can't stand us.
All right, Cravante, I'm done. But good to have you back, my brother. Looks like UConn is on the verge of their 5th national championship. They gotta start putting these guys up there with the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the Kentuckys, the Blue Bloods.
The Blue.
And you know what? I called it, y'all. I told y'all. I said it was going to be UConn when I saw how it was heading.
Yeah, they won every game by double digits, Cravante.
What do you mean, shut up? Hey, wait, but who you had, Cravante?
Huh?
Who you had?
I know you had Duke. I that's what I do know.
No, I'm saying afterwards. Look, I'm of course I'm a pick Duke.
Afterwards.
But I'm saying once it came down to
Once it came down to the Final Four. You picked UConn?
Did I not?
I did.
Or oh, you did so well.
I did.
You did so well.
I'm proud of myself.
Like I said before, my bracket was already destroyed, so I had none of these teams in the Final Four. But I figured UConn would probably win because they're the most known out of all four of those teams that was in it. And this was a national championship game where I thought they probably would win by double-digit points. So
you know what made the pick easy? Saturday. And you were there, Raj.
yes,
Once I saw how close that San Diego State was to losing, and the fact that that's what it took in order for them to win, I was like, yeah, UConn got this. And it was similar to Iowa and South Carolina. That victory over South Carolina took a lot out of that Iowa team. They didn't have enough in the tank to take on LSU. LSU was hungry. Like them girls was ready to play. Like you could see Angel was saying like the job isn't done. Their game wasn't as tough as it was for Iowa and South Carolina, and the same thing with San Diego State on Saturday. Like that game against Miami, you saw like it just took so much out of them that when I figured you're asking these teams a lot because you're asking them basically for a day of rest, and now you have to go play for the championship. That's a lot for a team emotionally to overcome. In order to win a championship. And I know sometimes it takes a lot, but sometimes the game before can mean so much to you that you may not have enough left in the tank. Had you maybe had a couple more days or so to gather yourself, yes. But for a day for college students who are on the collegiate level to do that, I think that's just a lot to ask of these players.
Do you guys think NIL and transfer portal is the way to go now? Because we don't hear much about the one and dones anymore. Looks like teams that have been together for a couple of years and teams that use the transfer portal and get their NIL money. They're in the.
You heard Ralph here a couple weeks ago. He said that basically the days of the power schools, they're kind of done, and you can see that right now. I mean, you got San Diego State who's come up, in this championship game. Granted that they came up a little short, but I mean, this seems to be the wave to go. And we'll ask Ralph again in a couple weeks when he's going to be on before the draft. But I mean, this seems to be the wave. Yes, UConn is in there now. We got a shift to talking about, like you said, UConn being up there as a contending school because they've been known for basketball, but now on the verge to winning another championship. We do got to give UConn not only their props for this season, but honestly take a hard look at them belonging in the conversation along with like some of the other power schools that you had talked about, Bobby.
They were practically giving tickets away, they said. And the women's had their high viewership as well.
Yep. Yeah, there was about, I think, a little bit over almost 10 million viewers, something along the lines of that. This was the only way to have a more level playing field, and give other teams the opportunity to come up because I mean this is the first time ever we've had 3 teams in the Final Four that's never been to the Final Four. Like that is never.
Was that me? I'm sorry. That was me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Real quick, I just got a text and y'all up here talking about I'm saving a white woman. Whatever, man. Ain't nobody.
hey, Dre. They've been trying to save Pearl all week long, so I see what you were trying to do. It's all good.
No, ain't nobody saving no white woman.
Hey, all right.
Okay.
God damn, what the hell? With the NIL, this gives teams that probably never had an opportunity to make it this far the opportunity to make it because now you turn amateur sports. Well, shoot, can't we call it amateur sports because they getting paid now? But it's basically free agency, and that's in all college sports, in football, basketball. If you don't like where you at, you can leave and play immediately. As long as you talk to somebody before you jump into the portal, so you know where you're going, and then you'll play. There's no waiting period. So it's literally free agency every year. Like one of the girls, I don't know if it was Morris, who's been on like 3 teams before she was on the LSU team. It's just the way it is. But now,
Bro, they just teleport from team to team like it's Star Trek or something like that.
Lamar said it in the comment.
And you know what's unfortunate, guys? Reese was in the crib. Reese was here.
Mhm.
Reese was here, and it did not work out. And she gave it the good old college try, and it did not work out. And she got up out of there. She went to LSU. Now she's a champion. She probably would not have had that opportunity if it wasn't for this transfer portal. So and it's given the athletes, the young athletes an opportunity to have more control over their careers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, UConn wins their 5th national championship, and the dynasty continues. Don't forget the UConn women dominated for that long time as well. So, Dre, Raj, this past weekend, WrestleMania took place, and we had big news today.
Nice transition, man.
As the WWE actually was sold and has been bought by Endeavor, the parent company, to UFC for $9.3 billion with a B.
Woo!
Dre, I'll start with you, brother. Your thoughts on WrestleMania and the sale. As I did do a video, you can check it out on the channel, talking about my thoughts on it. But Dre, how you feel about WrestleMania and the sale as a whole, and I guess the lackluster Raw we got tonight as well?
I'm gonna go backwards. As far as Raw, very very disappointing. I feel bad for the people in LA, because for a great WrestleMania and then for this Raw to be a letdown. I'm hoping that SmackDown can do better, but I mean, as far as Raw, it shows that Raw, for some reason, it went from being the premier show in WWE to now lackluster. It's like Raw has been forgotten about. Maybe it's because it's on USA and Fox has got SmackDown, but got to do better. I mean, the Raw has enough stars on it for it to be a premier show, and it's not. As far as the sale, I was against WWE being broad, but I mean, how much you said? 9 what million?
9.3 billion.
I mean, shoot, I may sell my company for that much. Shoot, 9.3 billion. I don't know how you walk away from. That. Nearly $10 billion. Whew. I mean, and I think that the WWE was like $2 billion company prior. So for that to transpire, I mean, look, I don't blame it. And then you're at least still within the sports entertainment world, because you are right there in conjunction with UFC. As far as WrestleMania this past weekend, I thought this was one of the best WrestleMania that we've had in quite some time. I mean, I know in the past we've complained saying that night 1 has been better than night 2, or night 2 has been better than night 1, but both nights. I mean, night 1 we had the title changes, and night 2, I thought that the people should have kept their titles, such as Gunther, Bianca, and I mean, as far as Roman, I'm gonna get back to Roman, in a second, but I think that. Overall, like I said, the whole totality of WrestleMania this past weekend, if they can continue to do what they just did with WrestleMania 39, I'm anxious about what's going to happen to 40. And let me give my flowers to Bianca Belair as well, because Bianca right now, we keep talking about Roman Reigns as the longest reigning champion with his historic run, but Bianca is coming up on history as the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion. Right now, she's at 366 days, inching closer to the man, Becky Lynch, who held the title for 398 days. So the fact that we got a sister who's been able to hold on to the belt that long, and I think that she will break the record. She's only got, basically a month. So if she can hold on to it for just a couple more days, then she's right there making that historic run. As far as Roman Reigns, right now Roman is at 346 days as WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, inching closer to Pedro Morales at 1,027 days. And we all agreed that he will be able to catch him at about Memorial Day. He'll be able to catch at least 1,000 days, and if he gets to 1,000 days, he's going to get to Pedro's record. The one after that, I think, is obtainable as well, and that's Bruno Sammartino at 1,237 days, meaning that he may take this title run into next year's WrestleMania. And if you're looking at WrestleMania 40, I know we keep talking about him dropping the belt at SummerSlam, but if you're trying to put butts in the seats, if you're trying to sell out that stadium, it is Philadelphia. It's possibly going to be in the cold. WrestleMania 40. I think I think you need to start thinking about having Roman keep the belt until about WrestleMania 40, breaking that record. Now, I don't think he's going to break Hogan's record of 1,474 days. That's I don't think that part is happening. But if he could get in that top category, right there, beating Bruno Sammartino's record, then hats off to him. Then I think that they made the right call. I always said I thought that Cody would be better right now chasing for the belt as opposed to winning it, because right now you need it's like a what's next. Yes, you may take the belt off of Roman, but then what's next for not only Roman but also Cody Rhodes? Because will Cody Rhodes be able to hold on to that belt as long as Roman didn't know? But if Roman holds on to the belt, yes, you're still now you're questioning who his next opponent might be, but at the same time, it makes more sense for Roman to hold on to the belt because at least it's a longevity behind it, as opposed to it being that it'll be a short title run with Cody, because Cody would have held on to the belt for at least SummerSlam, maximum maybe Survivor Series. Now with Roman in there holding the belt, I say keep it until 40 and see what happens from there.
Go ahead, Big Rod.
All right, that was a mouthful, Dre. But I'm gonna just say this: WrestleMania was a good show. Was it the best WrestleMania ever? No, it had a couple of flaws, like it always does. Night one again was the best night. It was more cohesive, more consistent. All the matches were great. Night two, the first two matches, I didn't really care for. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. But after that, it got better. Roman and Cody, of course, they had a hell of a match. I thought that match was fantastic. Loved the outcome of it. I didn't think Cody Rhodes needed to win the championship this time around, because he literally got there last year around WrestleMania, and I don't think he's lost until pretty much he fought Roman on Sunday. So I think he needs to struggle. I think he needs to get his ass whooped. I think he needs to definitely go through something, before he wins the championship. When does he win it? Who knows? It could be at SummerSlam. It could be at the next WrestleMania. But I think he needs to actually have an actual struggling arc for him to, have that moment where when he actually gets the title, it really, really means something. Because I think if he would have won it, it wouldn't have mean as much if he wins it and he struggles for it. So
more ass whooping.
Or ass whooping. But I think it's gonna happen one way or another at a later date.
Now,
but I thought WrestleMania was good. As far as this deal with Endeavor, with WWE and UFC being on the same place with each other, I'm not sure the details of it. I got to go back and watch Byron's video. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing for WWE. But I'm just glad one thing didn't happen. I'm glad they're not in Saudi Arabia, because I don't know if I could have handled that. Now, because Saudi Arabia is a lot. I'm gonna say a little goofy, but they do things different over there. So I'm glad that they're going to be with UFC. So they're kind of in good hands. And I just saw a quote that Mark said that that Endeavor bought UFC in 2016 and they grew them to 12 billion. So that's a good business move. I think WWE is at 9 billion right now. So maybe by the next 5 or 6 years, they might be at 20 billion. You never know. So Endeavor seems like they're going to be, the right partner for them, and they're going to put them in the right spaces. So that's definitely a good deal for WWE in that case. And if they keep both of them separate, that's even better. Only thing I
think they
don't
will keep them separate, Raj. But they may go back to the old pay-per-view model after the Peacock deal in 2026 of $60, $70 per pay-per-view. So they're going to make that $1 billion and then some.
Oh, they're going to definitely go back to that 60, 70 billion. I mean,
Courtesy of your boy Nick Khan.
Yeah, 60, 70. And we'll be at every restaurant again for pay-per-views. So we won't be getting those anymore.
Well, I'll be writing them off for the Flex Zone.
Yeah, there you go. We can do that as well. But yeah, good deal for WWE. Make your money. Don't let the money make you. You know how that goes. As far as Raw tonight, yeah, it was lackluster. We got only one surprise, and that really wasn't a surprise, which was Matt Riddle coming back from his sabbatical. Other than that, I wish Vince McMahon would just go away. At this point, he doesn't need to be running. He does not need to be running WWE at all. I don't know. I know he made a deal, with Endeavor to run the company. I get it. I get what he was trying to do or what he's doing right now. He looking like Victor Newman out there, but yeah, man, I think he should definitely go away and let Triple H run the show. But this is what we're getting, and sadly, if this Raw is what's going to come for this is what's going to come, things to come for this company going forward, I'm scared again. So, but yeah, WrestleMania was good. Yeah, there you go. That's what he looks like, Cravante. Doesn't look like Victor Newman. Vinster Newman. That's what we call him. Vinster Newman. But yes. Yes, your ass needs to be fired right now. But yeah, it was a good WrestleMania. Endeavor buying them was good. But Raw was terrible.
Hey, Raj, while we got you on, let me ask you then about the ending to WrestleMania. What were your thoughts about that, the way that Roman and Cody ended?
Oh, I told you, I loved it. I enjoyed every bit of it. I thought it was great storytelling. I thought it was a good way to end the match. Because I told y'all before, I paid attention. When Cody was talking to Solo Sikoa, and he kept saying that you're not ready. You're not ready. He said it like, I don't know how many times to him, maybe 2 or 3 times. And from on SmackDown and on Raw. And I was like, damn. Maybe he's talking about himself when he's saying that you're not ready. And clearly, Solo Sikoa came back and gave him that thumb to
Samoan
his
spike.
That Samoan spike to the throat. And he's pretty much told him without saying it, no, Cody, you're not ready. So, yeah, Cody wasn't ready. So it was the perfect ending to that. But we'll see what happens. Right now, Brock Lesnar, came out there and whooped Cody's ass. So we'll be seeing Cody and Brock Lesnar pretty soon, and Cody might fight somebody else after that. Somebody else might come in and whoop his ass.
More ass whoopings for you, Raj.
Yeah, maybe Vince McMahon might come out of nowhere and beat him down.
maybe Omos get the Vince special. Brock, Omos, everybody.
Maybe the bigger Negro will come out there and whoop his ass. I don't know. But
that's Raj. That's our boy, man. I hope he comes back, man. There was no ass whooping like a Vince McMahon ass whooping, man.
Yeah.
He was whooping the Mysterios, boy. I tell you, man.
Yes. He whooped Dominic so bad that he had to go turn heel and get hard time and all this other nonsense. But yes,
I definitely shout out to Dom, man. He had one of the best entrances. Yes. I know the Mysterios. Honestly, they had the Mysterios entrance and Roman. I thought those were like I thought those 3 were like and Bianca. Those were the 4 best entrances to me right there at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Sabbath was also good. Logan Paul was pretty good as well. No, Mark, Jay White isn't coming. He heard Vince is still in charge. Basically, Vince is the majority shareholder. He owns most of the shares. WWE still has 49%. And think about this. Vince McMahon, Dana White, Nick Khan, all on the same board of the board of trustees, so think about those conversations. And all of them Trump friends.
And one of them slapped his wife, right?
Yep, got away with it.
Yeah.
The other one did some other things with other women.
Paid them off and paid the company back recently as well.
And then the other one is just a straight liar.
Yes, this is your board of directors.
All right, there we go. That's all you need to know.
This is America, ladies and gentlemen.
That's like every board that's a part of any big corporation in America.
Well, Cravante, another thing could be sold real soon. It is your Commanders. Officially, we had a bid placed this past week by the Harris Group, which is partnered with Magic Johnson and a bunch of other investors. Yep, there you go, Raj. Yep, he was smiling to the bank for what was it $6 billion, Cravante? Bid.
Sir.
So they're looking to cash out. I wanted to get your thoughts on that, my guy, and how you feel about Joshua Harris, who does own the Philadelphia 76ers and grew up a Redskin, now Commanders fan.
I don't like the 76ers, but you know, as a businessman, it seems like he knows a thing or two about owning professional sporting teams. Just like how Raj was spewing about Vince McMahon. Everything he was saying, I was like, that sounds like Daniel Snyder. It just sounds like Daniel Snyder. I just wish he would go away. I just wish he would go away. Please go away. Throw $1 billion at him so he could go away. But it seems like Vince McMahon is still a part of the WWE process of how things work. So it's this process is a little bit different because once he get this $6.5 billion or what have you, he's out of here, and which he needs to be, because since 1999, it's been a storm over our heads, and there's got to be better days ahead. So, and Magic Johnson, it's all good with me. It's all good because Magic Johnson, if anything, Magic Johnson be the face. Josh Harris is like, you go ahead, do your business, whatever elsewhere. But Magic Johnson, he gonna take that smile wherever he goes, whether it be in Los Angeles or Baltimore. So I'm very, very excited. Things is imminent, as they say on the airwaves. Yes, I am. I'm actually absolutely. As long as I get that result, I will trust the process. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. It's going to happen this month, pretty much.
Mark, you asked for it. I gotta give the people what they want. So
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Those haters can't.
all right, and Cravante, you ready to get goofy, my guy?
My guy.
No, y'all, that was the segment. You missed it. That was the segment right there. Y'all just did it. It's so over. Close us out, Byron.
Oh, gosh, something wrong here.
It's time for our weekly trip to Goofy Land with Cravante's Goofies of the week.
Man, I tell y'all, man, it's literally always something. The sporting world, in the regular world, it's always something to talk about. And this one was one of the easier ones to talk about. But first things first, welcome to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Thank you guys for giving me a little bit of time. So let me tell the world, America, the good people, who I thought was goofy this week. Quite a bit to choose from, but I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Because it's one that's in an uproar. Oh yeah, my two levels of goofiness. We have of goofy, Jets, Packers, green of goofiness. This is we laugh about it, we joke about it, we move on. The most important thing here is that we do move on, because it is our hope that it does not become a higher level goofy. It stays in that lower goofy stage. But if it gets to that high level goofy, oh, the Cardinal sin red goofy, we got a problem. We got to bring the team together. We got to congregate. We got to figure out what's going on, because whatever's happened is gone too far. And of course, my goofy of the week is the media. This particular week, it's the national media that covers NCAA basketball, women's basketball. For those of y'all that's been under a rock, the LSU Tigers are the 2023 national champion in the women's in Division One women's basketball. Shout out to them. Big ups to Angel Reese, a native of the Baltimore, Maryland area. So shout out to her. But there's been a couple incidences that has brought us to today's content. There is a white by the name of Caitlin Clark, and this girl's a marksman, y'all. This girl's bad. They calling her she the Larry Bird, Steph Curry of women's basketball, and she has brought some excitement back to the game, to women's basketball, and this is great. This is good. Like the ratings were well over 9 million views. This is great for women's basketball as a whole, and Caitlin has a huge part to play in that. But she had some antics that she started probably about a few days ago. Well, no, I guess I could say about a week ago. There was a matchup between, I want to say this was an Elite Eight matchup between Iowa and Louisville. And Caitlin brought out the iconic, even I know it, and I'm not a wrestling fan whatsoever, but the iconic gesture from the great John Cena, and that was the "You can't see me," because I'm too good. You can't see me. And she started that in the game against Louisville in the Elite Eight. Then she turns around in the Final Four, waves off. I believe it was Raven. Raven, I don't remember her last name, but she plays for South Carolina. Waving her off, very disrespectful gesture. She takes down her Iowa Hawkeyes the South Carolina and move on to the title game. And that is exactly who's there waiting for her. And Reese and the LSU Tigers. And the LSU Tigers absolutely handed Caitlin and the Iowa Hawkeyes butts to them. It wasn't even close. Was not close at all. And at one point in the game, Angel Reese gave Caitlin the John Cena gesture of "You can't see me," as you guys can see right there. Now, you would think, oh, just regular old trash talking in sports competition, you know. But no, Twitter, Instagram, media, the shade room, everybody lost their goddamn minds because they called Angel Reese classless for this gesture. The very same gesture Caitlin gave probably about a week ago. Probably about a week or so ago. And I don't get it. I mean, so I get it, but I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, they turned this to a race thing. That's what's going on here. They turned into a race thing. Caitlin did it. She's a white young woman. Everything's all well and good. Even so far as to say they applauded her and called it passion. Even John Cena came out in agreement of the move of her like showing, doing his iconic move. But god damn it, this young black woman does it to her, and it is an entire uproar. Why? Racism. It's racism, guys. That's what it is. But then I don't get it because it's competition. This is regular trash talking. If this was the men's basketball, this would not be a thing. Absolutely would not be a thing. And it's absolutely absurd that they're really turning this into a whole big thing because this young black girl from Baltimore destroyed this young white woman from I don't know if she's really from Iowa, but played for Iowa, and not only destroyed her in basketball in the game they're competing at, but then gave her a little taste of her own medicine. And it's almost like the nation said, "Oh my gosh, don't kick that white woman down. Don't kick that white woman while she's down." But I'm here for all of it. Ms. Angel Reese has been very unapologetic about her stance and where she's from and what she's about and what she's going to take and what she's not going to take. And I stand by her. I absolutely stand by her. And again, nothing against Caitlyn, because honestly, what she did, it was cool. It was fine. It's part of trash talking. It's a part of the game. I mean, listen, women's sports, it was specifically women's basketball, had ratings have not been, great. But between these two, it's been a huge uptake. The viewership for the NCAA championship, women's championship, was the highest it's ever been. So this is great for basketball, but for the media to sit here and nitpick for the same exact gesture is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd and uncalled for, unnecessary, and childish. Why are we doing this? But it's all good because who prevailed? The LSU Tigers and Angel Reese. That's what happens when you talk, when you write a check that you can't actually cash. Used up all her energy, all the John Cena's, all the waving off against the South Carolina Gamecocks, and they have nothing left for Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers, and got her butt handed to her. And I just want to say I'm here for it. I'm here for every bit of it. But the fact that social media and the media has turned this into a very, very goofy spectacle is out of line. And I need to find something better to do. Angel Reese, we stand by you and keep doing what you do. And honestly, Caitlin Clark, continue to do what you do as well. Because together, both of y'all are moving women's basketball as a whole forward. But all that other stuff, i.e. the media, leave that at home. But young ladies, y'all continue to do y'all thing. Goofy. But y'all know there's a thin line between goofy and great. And unfortunately, media once again ends up on the wrong end of it. Got to do better. Got to do better.
Yeah, of course. Something wrong here.
I love it every time.
Thank you for that goofy of the week, Cravante. Jersey Dre, episode 388 in the books. What can you expect?
What number?
388, hit it to 389, close to 400. We'll hit 400 before the summer, around the summertime. Dre, what can they expect for episode 389 next week?
Hey, like Roman Reigns, we're going to keep this streak going, baby. Next week, we will have Gabe Ortiz from WEAA from Two Way Talk. Looking forward to having him on the podcast. He's been wanting to be on for quite some time, so really anxious to have this brother on, as well as Darius as well. We're going to this whole month we're going to be concentrated on the NFL draft, so a lot of great guests to come this month. Can't wait.
Big Raj, we had a crazy week. We were live Friday. We were live Saturday. We were live yesterday. We're live today. Videos all over the channel. Breakdowns. Orioles post-game shows. Talked about the sale today. How can the people keep up with us?
Hey, man, just stay tuned to the channel, honestly. We have so much shit going on. It was crazy, man. Just a lot of videos all over the place. But, of course, we got AEW Dynamite with the crew on Wednesday. Stay tuned for those NFL draft previews that are coming up very soon. We'll have some more stuff coming up as well. So,
And
as long as the news drops throughout the week, we'll have something for you.
Opening day for the Orioles this week as well, so some great stuff about to happen.
Yes, definitely. We'll be getting some of those draft previews out real soon. We'll get those to you. As Dre mentioned, Gabe Ortiz back next week with us, along with Darius, fellow Commanders fan as well. Jersey Dre, how can they start the day with a cup of Dre?
Hey, you can catch me Monday through Friday on Good Morning Baltimore, and of course here with my brothers every Monday at 10 p.m. here on the Flood Zone.
Executive producer Andre Melton, senior producer Cavante Harris, social media producer Raj the Meat Man, God's favorite host, the Flex Zone 1 at gmail.com. Flex Zone 1, Twitter, Instagram, Flex Zone Podcast. Cavante, you know you love it, brother.
No, we don't.
He loves the meat. Come on, you know you love the meat.
Oh,
Yes.
Bye.
Episode 388 in the books. Big shout out once again to DC. Big shout out again to my boy Ryles from Disqualified Opinions. Make sure you follow Disqualified Opinions. Tapping with them, tapping with us. As always, you can see it on the screen in front of you. For Raj, for Dre, for Cavante, God's favorite signing out. We'll see you on the channel. Hit that bell, hit that like button on the way out. And of course, this is the only place, fellas, give you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
So episode 389. Check out all our other videos on the channel. We out here, y'all. Peace.
We the ones.
Finish him, Daddy.
hey, chill.